Hello, welcome to Pride of South London Fan TV. Ali here, bringing you my thoughts on the game on Thursday night between Everton and Palace. And of course, looking ahead to tomorrow at Selhurst, where Palace take on Manchester United in the final game of the season. But let's start at Goodison Park, which of course was a frustrating and all too familiar feeling for us, where we again threw away a lead. It all started so well. And I said before the game that I felt like it was a game made for us. Everton would have to come at us, and that would leave room for the likes of Saha and Eze. And ultimately, it was a great first half. Amidst an outpouring of blue emotion, we were cold and we were ruthless, and we were more than worth that 2-0 lead in the first half. And it is ridiculous that we let that game slip. We let that game go out of our control. And I guess in some sense, it's the story of our season and why we won't finish in the top 10, because it's an all too familiar feeling, as I said. You look back on previous fixtures, Arsenal away, dare I say it, Brighton at home, where we let games where we look like we were in control slip. And, you know, I don't think it helped Will Hughes coming off. He came off with a migraine. He brings a sense of calmness on the ball that we lost, and we allowed Everton to take control of the situation with their fans and them pouring players forward. And I think if Hughes was still on the pitch, he would have brought a sense of calmness that was needed. I think as well, if James McArthur had been available, that's not a game that we let go of in the midfield like we did. Listen, I'm not going to use it as an excuse, because the players on the pitch were more than capable and could and should have seen that game out. I'm not saying as well that if James McArthur or Will Hughes had been on the pitch, we would have won, but I definitely don't think we would have lost that game. But I mean, Everton did what they did. It was a great night for them. But I guess we have to reflect not just on that game, but as a season as a whole on those type of games where we've let situations slip, because we really should. When you look at the games that we've thrown away like that, we should have finished in the top 10, and now it looks likely that we won't, unless other games go really our way on Sunday. But you know, obviously the season's been massively positive on the whole, and the first half again showed the development in our style. But it is a footnote of our season that we have just too many times thrown away leads in situations like that. Let's come on to the stuff that happened after the game. Listen, I think the first thing I'm going to say on this is that the vast majority of Everton fans have been brilliant in the last few weeks. Their atmosphere they've created before the games and in the ground have been fantastic. And what's good to see is so many Everton fans on social media calling out the minority who were idiots, who went on the pitch and goaded our players and our manager. And that's the thing that baffles me, is what are they goading our players and manager for? I mean, are they goading us for knocking them out the FA Cup? Are they goading them for finishing above them in the league? It's just really strange that a great moment for Everton. And I'm not going to be one of these fans who thinks, you know, they shouldn't be enjoying the moment of staying up. How as a Palace fan can you say that? We've done it so many times. You think about when we ran on the pitch at Edgeley Park, when Dougie got a last-minute winner to keep us in what's now the Championship. But why would you want to go on and goad an opposition who really are irrelevant to your story and not enjoy the moment of your football club staying in the Premier League? And the vast majority of Everton fans did enjoy that moment. Listen, I think the unfortunate thing is, knowing the FA and the way that they misjudge situations and the mood, I think Vieira is going to get some sort of fine and probably a touchline ban that will linger into next season. If they're going to do that, and I'm not saying that he should, by the way, but it's the FA, they will. If they're going to do that, surely Everton are going to get some massive fine, because how can a Premier League manager, this is what everyone I know is saying, how is he able to walk from one side of the stadium to the other without any security around him? What is it going to take for the authorities to sit up and do something about this? You know, you think back to Wembley and the lack of policing and security there on the night of the Euros final. It was absolutely shambolic then, and it was absolutely shambolic at Goodison Park on Thursday night. Is it going to take someone getting seriously hurt for something to be done about this? And Everton Football Club and the policing of that game and whoever was in charge of it are very lucky nothing serious happened. As I said, though, the vast majority of Everton fans for me have been brilliant the last few weeks and enjoyed their party. The problem is there's always a few idiots who turn up at the party, and I will leave that there. Let's look ahead to the game tomorrow against Man United. And all the more reason now for us to finish on a high, to put Thursday night to one side, and let's finish what's been really a really good season for us with the FA Cup run, the change in style, and I think we would have all taken where we are in the league given the transition in the summer. So let's have our own party on Sunday, and we're playing a Man United team who are probably the worst Man United team of my lifetime watching football, and it's been glorious to see that unravel. And I think this Man United team are there to be got at. So let's have a little look at the team that I would play tomorrow. And here it is. I would start in goal, Butland, because I'm not sure where Vincenzo is. I'm not sure what's going on there, to be honest, if it is an injury. But he doesn't seem to be available at the moment. Same back four. Hopefully he's okay after going down injured on Thursday. Hopefully Wilf Hughes' migraine is gone. He's taken some Nurofen, taken some paracetamol, and he's all good. Jeffrey Schlupp and Gallagher. Gallagher comes back in for me. He's potentially probably his last game in the Palace shirt. Hope not. Hope we do sign him in the summer, but that's a long shot, I feel. And I'd like to see Gallagher one more time at Selhurst Park. And then Eze on the left, but I think him and Schlupp can transition. So Eze can drift in the middle, Schlupp can drift to the left. Zaha on the right, normally plays on the left, but he can play on the right. And I'd like to see Edouard come in for Mateta for this one. I want to see Edouard finish the season. And for me, Edouard has been probably one of the disappointments of the season after his debut against Tottenham. I really thought he'd kick on and be a fantastic Premier League player. And I still think he can be. I think it'd be important for him to have a pre-season with us. But I don't know, does Vieira fancy him? As he has been going for Mateta over him, and Edouard hasn't featured really since January. So I'm still hopeful that he can be with us next season and have the impact we all hope for. But I'd like to see him given a go on this last game. I'd also like to see Rak-Saki come off the bench at some point. I feel like the Man United fullbacks are there to be got at. I think they won't play Wan-Bissaka. I'd like to see Wan-Bissaka back at Palace next season, by the way. But I feel like this Man United team, particularly defensively, are there to be got at. And I think that front three of Edouard, Zaha, with Eze and Schlupp transitioning, I think that pace can really, really expose Man United. So that would be my team. What would your team be? Let me know, as always, in the comments below what team you would go for. I think as well, this game, looking at it, the central midfield, Gallagher and Wilf Hughes in there for me, two proper central midfielders. I think up against the likes of McTominay and Fred, probably the most comical duo since Jedward. I feel like that's another area where we can win this game. And I do think, coming on to predictions, that it's a game we will win. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace, and hopefully Brighton will lose to West Ham and we will finish above them. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Let me know what your team would be for tomorrow. How are you feeling about Everton? It was frustrating, wasn't it? But we can still end the season on a high. Let's hope we do. I'll be back tomorrow with a match reaction. Let's hope we're feeling glad all over. As always, if you've liked this video, please press the subscribe button.